when it's the one world currency and you get the chip inside of you.
Like Mark of the Beast.
And what's going to happen is when they got, so that's headed towards that.
Right.
So the chip, it's to condition your mind. So it'd be like, oh, we've always been tapping. We've always been using cryptocurrency. We've always been, doing it this way. So when you get the chip, you ain't going to think nothing of it because you won't be like, nah, they've always been doing it similar to this, right? So the chip, when they put it inside of you, is going to be activated as your credit card. So long story short, now you could just, if they put it in your forehead or your wrist, now you could just slide your arm or slide your head, whatever they decide to put it in. And they're going to say, oh, there's all these good things about it. And this is where they manipulate / trick you / deceive you. They're going to say, you know why the chip is good? Because now no one could come up to you and just rob you and take your cash. You know why the chip is good? Because if you get kidnapped, I can find you and locate you with the chip. They're going to tell you all these great things. But here's the part that they don't tell you. If you do not comply with the government, and you do not do what the government says, all they got to do is simply turn that chip off. And now your credit card don't work. And now you can't even go to Carl's Jr. and get a cheeseburger. Now you can't even go get tacos or eat. And now, in order for that chip to be turned back on / activated, you got to be under control and the mercy of the government and what they tell you to do to be able to even shop for food or whatever else is that you want to get. And so all that is leading towards that, man. So I tell people you're soon enough going to be backed up into having to make the decision of accept or don't accept. But when it comes down to it, and people always, and that's how they control you. And people always say, oh, they got you control on your phone. No, they don't. Because I could take this phone, I could throw it in a river, and you no longer got anything on me physically. But once they put that in you physically, now you're under control because that's your credit card, that's your currency, that's your money, that's your whole damn life right there.
Right.
And again, a lot of this is exposed. You guys can watch the documentary with your own eyes. And to go one step farther, respectfully, it's all in the Bible.
Right.
It's all in Revelations. It's right there in black print.
Right.
So all I'm saying is, but if you want to see some current, watch America Faces into Freedom, you'll get a wake-up call right there, and it shows you how and why this is happening, because this is all leading up to the one world government, the one world currency.
All right, shalom, shalom. This is the brother Shakar here with another lesson through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Before I get into this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakak Quadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of the great millstone, from which I learned this truth. Peace and blessings to the house of David, doing his work with all righteousness, truth, and sincerity. And I want to say shalom to the whole full elect. Shalom. All right, just wanted to get into this lesson, based on that clip. I know brothers have seen it already, going into his actor, Noel Guglielmi, who plays, he plays the role of, of a man named Hector, in several movies. It seems like he's always playing, not the same character, but the whatever role he's playing, the character's name seems to be Hector, a lot of times. He's played in various movies, Fast and the Furious, Training Day, and he also played a role, in one of the seasons of The Walking Dead and many other movies, and shows. So, but basically, he came out and he brought out the truth, man. He brought out the truth as far as what this man is trying to do. When I say this man is speaking about, the devil that the Bible speaks about, Esau. You see, they wanna move forward, which they're doing it, with that device that's ultimately gonna go into the skin. Right now they've made it, mandatory in the UK, for a digital ID. They got these palm readers, in these Whole Foods, which those are just preludes, ultimately to the chip. They're not the mark. But they're preludes to what's coming, you see. But ultimately, they what they want is they want control, man. They want to be like the Most High. This is what they want to do, man. This is their agenda. Well, to bring in that NWO, you see, to ultimately be like the Most High. Let me Let me start off here in the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2. And I'm going to start off in verse 3. And it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. Now, the deception was that, there was claims that the Lord already had made his return. But right here, the Apostle Paul is saying, no, don't be deceived. Okay, the Lord is not going to come back until certain prophecies, got to come to pass. And he's explaining it here. It says, again, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except they're coming and falling away first. And that's happened. Okay, and that happened during the time of 70 AD. Okay, the siege of Jerusalem, by the Roman Empire. It says, and that man of sin be revealed. See, the son of perdition. When you go into that word perdition, it means destruction. So this man has to be revealed. You see, and he's been revealed, and he's continuing to be revealed, at all levels. The finger is being pointed, right at this man for being the devil. You see it, and he is, that man, he's marked for destruction, man. See, in the scriptures, it speaks about Edom, the nation, or the land, that's marked for destruction. Matter of fact, let me grab that. Let's go to, I'll go to Isaiah chapter 34. And it says it, in several places, but I'm going to get it here. Isaiah chapter 34. And let me see. I'm just going to start at 4. And this is in the NLT. It says, the heavens above will melt away and disappear like a rolled up scroll. Now that rolled up scroll, represents, that rolled up scroll represents, the mushroom cloud, which is caused, by the warheads. It says the stars will fall from the sky like withered leaves from a grapevine or shriveled figs from a fig tree. See, and those stars falling from the sky represent the missiles. Isaiah is describing, the way they're coming out of the firmament, the ozone layer, the best way he can. He didn't know nothing about no missiles or warheads. That wasn't part of his vocabulary. So again, he's describing these missiles as stars, or withered leaves, that are falling from a grapevine, or figs, from a fig tree. Verse 5, it says, and when my sword has finished its work in the heavens, listen, it says, it will fall upon Edom. Listen, the nation I have marked, see, for destruction. So when you go back to 2 Thessalonians, and you read that, I'll read it again. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come and fall on you first. And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. See, the nation, because ultimately this is speaking about a nation. The man Esau, but the man Esau, he's the progenitor, of the Edomites. Let me see if I can grab that. That's, let me see. Genesis 36, I believe in 8. Let me go there. Yeah, this is Genesis chapter 36 and verse 8. It says, thus dwelt Esau, see, in Mount Seir. Listen, Esau is Edom. See, and these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites, see, in Mount Seir. So when he speaks about Edom, it's speaking about Esau. When he speaks about Esau, it's speaking about the Edomites. You see? So they're synonymous, because that's who it is. Esau is Edom, and the Edomites, they're descendants of Esau. You see? So let's go back and let me go to verse 4. It says, listen, it says, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Because this devil, he has a God complex, man. What the scripture says is the knowledge and wisdom has perverted thee. Let me grab that. What's that? Isaiah, I believe it's 47 and 10. Let me go there. Isaiah 47 and verse 10. Yeah, it says, for thou wast trusted, see, in thy wickedness. So thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, listen, it had perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, meaning in his mind, I am, See, and none else beside me. Okay, who said I am? I am that I am. Okay, the Most High, man, Yahweh. Okay, but we don't say I am. We say He is. Okay, He exists. Okay, He is Yahweh. You see, and this man is trying to be okay like the Most High. You see, so let's go back. Second Thessalonians chapter 2, and I'll read verse 4 again. It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself, see, that he is the Most High. See, and this is what he does. Again, he has a complex, okay, of being, okay, just like the Most High, man. But he's not. Listen, it says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed, see, in his time. Because there's going to be a time, okay, which is an appointed time where this devil's going to be revealed for who he is. See, and he's been revealed. You see, he's being revealed at all levels. Listen, it says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. So at that time, it was the Roman Empire, okay, the Herodian dynasty, okay, which are Edomites, man. You see, they were already at work. Okay, the devil was already working, you know, his wickedness, man. He was already putting forth his hands to wickedness. It says, only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So the Lord allowed him, okay, to do what he had to do, okay, in order to be revealed at a certain time. And again, he's being revealed. Listen, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume, see, with the spirit of his mouth. See, in the spirit of the Lord's mouth, that's speaking about this truth, okay, that's being spoken, okay, by the men of the Lord, okay, the prophets, again, the men that the Lord has set up, okay, to bring this word forth. Listen, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. When the Lord comes back, okay, in that so-called UFO, okay, the spaceship, okay, that fathership, right along with the host of heaven, the rest of the angels, okay, coming along with other so-called UFOs or UAPs, okay, that's when this devil's going to go down, man, because the Lord's going to come, okay, to bring his rulership down, man. He's going to take it away from him. You see, it says, listen, and this is who it is, even him. See, it's not speaking, okay, this is not speaking about the spiritual demon Satan. Listen, it says, even him who's coming, listen, is after the working of Satan. So this man's going to do, okay, whatever Satan would do, okay, this man is doing it, okay, this man is doing it physically, okay, because Esau, he's the physical aspect, okay, of the spiritual demon Satan, man. Whatever Satan would do, okay, this man is doing it. Again, it says, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs, see, and lying wonders, going into what? His technology, okay, his AI, okay, Palantir, okay, the Gideon project, okay. This man wants to be able to see, okay. He wants to be, okay, like the Most High, man. Only the Lord, okay, has that power. Only Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai has that power. You see, and well, and he's given, okay, that authority to his son as well. You see, but there's nothing that passes, okay, the Most High, man. He is the Most High. That's why, okay, he has that title. But this man, okay, through his knowledge and wisdom, okay, that was given to him, okay, by the Lord, he thinks now that he surpassed, okay, Yahweh, man. Okay, but again, he has it all wrong, man. He's not going to win. The Lord said, what, his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun? Matter of fact, let me grab that. What is that? I believe it's Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 23. Let me see where it's at. Yeah, verse 19. Sirach chapter 23, verse 19. It says, such a man, see, only feareth the eyes of men. See, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. See, and who are the eyes of the Lord, man? That's the angels. Okay, going and reporting back to the Lord, okay, what's going on, okay, throughout the earth, man. You see, they're beholding everything. It says again, it says, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most sacred parts. Let me grab this. Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 3. It says, see, the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. Now, does Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai really need the angels? No, but he uses them. He utilizes the angels for this purpose. You see? See, and this devil, okay, he wants to be like the Most High. Again, through his knowledge, his wisdom, okay, he thinks that he's going to win. Matter of fact, let me grab another one. That's, what is that, Jeremiah? I believe it's the 49th chapter. Let me see. Jeremiah chapter 49. And let me find it. Yeah, Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 16. And it says, thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thy heart, just like it tells you in the book of Obadiah. It says, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Okay, because this man, ultimately, he was the caveman. Okay, but now he's shaved down. Okay, he has a suit, he has a tie, he has nice shiny black shoes. Now he's the hunk of the earth, so he thinks. Okay, and through his wisdom and knowledge, okay, he's deceived himself, man. Again, thinking that he's going to be able to defeat the Lord, but again, he has it wrong. Again, it says, thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thy heart. See, the mind, it says, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, that holdest the height of the hill, because right now he's on top. Okay, he has that position, okay, of rulership. It says, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, okay, again, that's the pride of his mind, plus also, the lies and deception, okay, that they went to the moon. Okay, I mean, they did put satellites in orbit, okay, they did such things, okay, but ultimately, that's been for the benefit of what? The ministry, man. Ultimately, for the benefit, okay, of this word, okay, being spread, okay, through the internet. So it says again, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Listen, also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. See, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. Because once the Lord finishes work, okay, once he brings that destruction, because this is, okay, that the son of perdition, okay, that man to be destroyed, okay, the nation to be destroyed, again, the nation marked for destruction, okay, once that happens, once that fire burns itself out, okay, there's going to be no man here, okay, all you're going to have left here is desert creatures, okay, the animals of the wilderness, you see, and when you go into Isaiah 34, okay, the latter part of that, okay, it describes it perfectly, man. Isaiah 13 also, okay, the latter part of it. I mean, there's several places where it tells you that this place is going to be, okay, just a place, again, for the desert creatures. But let me go back, actually, let me read that one more time. Let me go back to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 9. It says, even him, again, is speaking about a man or a nation. It says, whose coming is after the working of Satan. So he's doing the work, okay, the spiritual demon Satan right here on earth. Again, with all power and signs and lying wonders. It's technology, AI, Palantir, okay, the Gideon Project. Okay, this man wants to be, okay, like the Lord, man. But he can't achieve that, man, because he's just a man. Let me grab this and let me go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 14. And I'm going to start off from verse 12. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Now, when you go into that word Lucifer, matter of fact, let me grab it. Let me go to the blue letter so I can grab that word real quick. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 12. Again, it says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Let's get that word Lucifer. See, and that word Lucifer is only used one time in the scriptures, and it's right here in this chapter. But now when you have movies, stories, okay, different things, okay, that are brought out, They try to relate that to what the spiritual demon Satan, when it doesn't mean that. It's H 1966. Let me go ahead and play it. Make sure my volume is up.
Strong's H 1966. Haleo. Haleo.
All right, let's go ahead and get the definition. It says Lucifer, listen, the light bearer, shining one, morning star. You see, and it is referring, okay, to the king of Babylon, okay, in Isaiah 14. Okay, but now that's describing, okay, this man Esau, man, okay, today. Because right now we're in Babylon the Great, man. Okay, what was then is now. You see, so this is describing Babylon the Great. Again, there's nothing new under the sun. Let me see what else. It says, again, the Strong's definition says, in the sense of brightness, the morning star, Lucifer. So it's just going into what the light bearer. Okay, those that bear the light. So let me go back. I read it again. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Okay, the light bearer. Okay, those that are in rulership. You see, but even though his light is false, nonetheless, okay, he was given, okay, the position of power. It says, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? And that's exactly what he's done, man, because he was given, okay, the blessing of the sword. Matter of fact, let me grab this real quick. Let me go to the book of Revelation, chapter 6 and verse 4. It says, and then went out another horse that was red. Does not the scripture tell you that Esau came out, okay, red? Okay, ultimately because the blood, okay, shone through the skin. He didn't have any pigmentation. You see? So this is speaking about Esau. It says, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, see, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. Okay, going into his blessing. He got the blessing of the fatness of the earth, the dew from heaven, and to live by the sword. And that's exactly how he's achieved, okay, his riches. Okay, everything that he has, he's gotten through what ill-gotten gain, man. You see, through the use of the sword. But let me go back. And I'll read verse 12 again. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down, see, to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? So you lost, okay, your position of power, man. Okay, you were cut down. Okay, ultimately that's what's getting ready to happen. Okay, because this man, okay, he's ruled in wickedness, man. You see, everything that this man is doing is just destroying the earth. You see, he's destroying the people. He's not doing anything good. He's ruled, okay, in falsehoods. You see, so this place needs new management, and ultimately that's going to be when the Lord sets up the kingdom. Listen, verse 13, it says, for thou hast said in thy heart, see, in the mind, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. See, and he's doing that right now. He's in the position of power in the land of the north. Okay, right here in so-called America, North America. See, and he's exalted above the stars. Okay, the stars is speaking about Israel. You see, right now, okay, he's in rulership, man. We're in his hands. Scripture tells us that we were given into his hands, okay, because of our wickedness, man. Matter of fact, let me go back to Isaiah 47, and let me grab that, just to prove that. Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 6. And it says, see, I was wroth with my people. Why? Because we broke the covenant, man. Okay, we were rebellious against the Lord. Okay, idolaters. Okay, all sorts of wickedness, man. All sorts of wicked deeds that we do as a people. It says, I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand. See, and when you go up, it's speaking about, okay, the daughter of Babylon, okay, which is Esau, man. Okay, they're ruling. Again, it says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. It says, upon thy ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. See, even the elderly. Matter of fact, let me grab this too. Let me see. Let me see if I can grab it in this one. I believe that's see, bear with me. Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter. Oh, I gotta get Salakia. You know what? I'll just get it here and I'll just come back. Salakia. Wisdom of Solomon, Lord willing, I'll get back to Isaiah 14. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 10, I believe. Yeah, it says, because it's the mindset. When we start at the top, it's going to the mindset, okay, of the wicked, okay, which are the Edomites. It says, let us oppress the poor righteous man, okay, we're speaking about the Israelite. It says, let us not spare the widow. Again, speaking about Israelites. It says, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs, see, of the aged. So they don't care, okay, if a person old, even young. Okay, their mindset is what? It's just to oppress. You see? So let's go back to Isaiah 14. So like Isaiah 47, and I'm gonna read that one more time. It says, see, I was wroth with my people, I had polluted my inheritance, and given them into thy hand. Thou didst shew them no mercy, upon the ancient as thou very heavily laid thy yoke. See, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever. So thou didst not lay these things to thy heart. It says, neither didst remember the latter end of it. See, and the latter end of it is that Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The Lord requires that which is past. So ultimately, okay, this man's going to have to pay, okay, for what he's done. Okay, but right now, okay, he's in that wicked mindset, okay, thinking that he is the Most High, okay, or that he's going to surpass, okay, the Most High. So let's go back to Isaiah 14. See, and this is ultimately, okay, their agenda, man. Why want to implement, okay, that device that's going to go into the skin, which is the chip. Again, it says, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. See, and he's doing that. He's done that. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Again, speaking about North America. It says, I will ascend, see, above the heights of the clouds. Listen to what this man says. I will be like the Most High. See, so he thinks, okay, that he can be like Yahweh. Okay, but he can't. Again, he doesn't have it right. Okay, his wickedness and his knowledge, it's perverted him, man. Okay, that's why he's not thinking right. But ultimately, okay, that's going to be his downfall, man. And because ultimately, he was created to be the wicked. You see, he was created to be the adversary of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai and his son, okay, who the world even calls Jesus the Christ, man, Yahweh Shai. So let me get one more. Like I said, I didn't want to make this long, just wanted to go into that because, there's all kinds of videos on the mark and, when you go into the charagma, okay, which is the mark, and then the charax, which is going to be which is the root word of charagma, which is going to be the device, and the graphel, the root word of a charax is graphel, which is going to be where they're going to write all the information, okay, upon the chip. Okay, that's all there, man. And there's plenty of videos, plenty of lessons on that. But I wanted to focus more on hey, this man, the reason he's doing it is because, okay, he wants to be Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai, man. He wants to be above the Lord. Okay, but again, okay, he doesn't have it right, man. He's not thinking right. But ultimately, hey, that's why destruction is coming for him. Well, let me get one more. Let me go to Ezekiel. I'm actually going to grab this in the blue letter so I can read it in the NLT. Ezekiel, and then I'll finish off with this. Ezekiel chapter 28, and I'm going to start off in verse 1. See, in the subheading, it says a message for Tyre's king. Now, when somebody reads this, it says, well, this is speaking about the prince of Tyre, okay, which is going to what Tyre and Zidon, which ultimately was a huge, okay, place of merchandise, okay, a merchant. Matter of fact, well, let me read it. Then I'm going to go to a different precept to prove that hey, this links up, okay, with so-called America, okay, which is Babylon the Great in the spirit. But let me read it. It says, then this message came to me from the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai. It says, Son of man, give the prince of Tyre this message from the sovereign Lord. It says, in your great pride you claim, See, I am power. See, again, his pride. Same thing like he said in the book of, well, we read it. Okay, it's in the book of Obadiah. We read it in Jeremiah. This man, he's the most proud. It says, in your great pride, you claim, I am power. It says, I sit on a divine throne in the heart of the sea, which represents the people. It says, but you are only a man and not a power. It says, though you boast, see that you are a power. See, and this is what he does, man. And he continues, okay, to do that. You see? But let me grab this real quick. I want to prove, okay, that in the spirit, this is speaking about, okay, so-called America, okay, which is ran, okay, by the biblical Edomites. Let me go to, matter of fact, I want to stay in the NLT, but let me get it in his other Bible, app. Isaiah chapter 23, and let's start at the top. Yeah, it says the same thing, a message about Tyre. It says, this message came to me concerning Tyre. It says, or Tyre. It says, well, you trading ships with Tarshish, for the harbor and the houses of Tyre are gone. It says, the rumors you heard in Cyprus are all true. It says, mourn in silence, you people of the coast, and you merchants of Zidon, or Sidon. It says, your traders crossed the sea, selling over deep waters. It says, they brought your grain from Egypt and harvest from along the Nile. It says, listen, you were the marketplace, see, of the world. You see, and that's key right there. It says the marketplace of the world. Matter of fact, I need to get it in the blue letter so I can get that word. Isaiah chapter 23. And let me get that. It says, well, in the King James, it says, verse 3 says, and by great waters, the seed of Sihor, the harvest of the river is her revenue. What's that going to? Okay, money. It says, and she is the mart, see, of nations. She is the mart of nations. So you were the marketplace of the world. Let's go into that. See, the mart of the nations. Let's go ahead and play it.
Strong's H5505. Sahar.
See, and that's the word mart. It says, listen, traffic, gain, profit, gain from merchandise. Traffic gain, it says from traffic. And that's the outline of biblical usage. Now in the Strong's definition, it says an emporium. Okay, what's an emporium? Let's look it up. It says a large retail store selling a wide variety of goods, which in this case, well, listen, it says a principal center of commerce, a market. Now, I looked this up earlier as I was doing some research. Let me grab this real quick. I put it into Google. I said, which nation is the top import nation of the world? You see, and it shows you right here that it's so-called America. It says the United States, the largest importer of goods globally due to its large consumer base and advanced economy. You see, it's first because it tells you right there that China is the second largest economy, you know, and it's the second largest importer. So number one at the top, speaking about so-called America, man. See, that's how it's tied, because in the spirit, okay, right now, who's that main? Well, let's go back. Let me see. In the spirit, okay, who is the marketplace of the world? So-called America, man. See, through America, that's how all these nations, okay, have gotten rich, man. Matter of fact, let me grab this real quick. I'll grab one more on that. Then that should be it. I think the point is made. The point is made. Revelation chapter 18, and I believe it's 4. 3. Salakia. It says, for all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Now, this is speaking about Babylon the Great, man. Because when you read on top, it's speaking about post-destruction. You see, there's another scripture here okay, that describes that this place is going to be desolate. So-called America is going to be what? Inhabited, okay, by, well, it says by devils and by every foul spirit and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird, man. This is post-destruction. But it's telling you here, okay, what this nation, this wicked nation has done. It says, for all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, going into what? Democracy, the alphabet agenda, okay, feminism, okay, all all the philosophies, all the ideologies that this place pushes out, man. Okay, the nations are drunk, okay, because they want to be just like so-called America, especially when it comes to China, man. You know, you go to China, okay, they're not dressing in their ancient attire. No, they got on suits and ties. You see, they want to be just, okay, like this damn wicked ass place. So they become drunken. It says again, for all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication, see, with her, because they're mingled with her, man. Listen, this is what they've done. It says, and the merchants of the earth, listen, are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. You see, they make their goods, okay, and then they through commerce, okay, through merchandising, okay, they sell their goods to so-called America. Again, so-called America is the number one import nation of the world. Okay, then these nations become rich, man. You see, they become rich again, okay, through commerce. So let's go back. I think that's all we need from there. Matter of fact, I'll just read it one more time. Isaiah 23, and I'll read verse 3 again, but I'll go ahead and read it in the King James. It says, see, and by great waters, the seed of Sihor, the harvest of the river, is her revenue. See, and she is a mart of the nations. So in the spirit, okay, even though this is speaking about Tyre and Zidon in that time, okay, in the spirit, this is speaking about so-called America today. You see? So let's go back. I just wanted to make that point. Let's go back to, matter of fact, let's go back to Ezekiel 28, Salakia. Ezekiel 28, and I'll start at the top one more time. It says, this message came to me from the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It says, son of man, give the prince of Tyre this message from the sovereign Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Again, in the spirit, is speaking about so-called America today. It says, in your great pride, see, you claim, I am power. I sit on a divine throne in the heart of the sea. Okay, going into the people. It says, but you are only a man, see, and not a power. It says, though you boast, see that you are a power. Matter of fact, we didn't get that. Let me go back to Isaiah 14. Salakia. Isaiah 14 and let me see. No, we got it. No, we didn't get it. Let me get it now. Isaiah 14 and verse 15, it says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, see, to the sides of the pit. Okay, ultimately, the destruction is coming. Okay, hell is meaning the grave. Okay, because they're going to be destroyed, man. It says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, listen, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms? See, and this is what this damn devil has done, man. Okay, again, through that funky wine, man, through the philosophies, okay, through the wicked agendas, man. All the nations have become drunk, okay, especially when it comes to our people, okay, the Israelites. Okay, that's why you got so many people, they're just not in the right mindset, man. That's why they follow the ways, okay, of the Edomites, man. You see, that's why they're in that Gentile mindset. That's why they can't accept the fact of who they are, okay, as Israelites, and who this devil is, okay, and then that we have enemies, man, okay, and that Jacob's trouble's on the way, World War III is on the way, you see, and ultimately, hey, these devils gonna go down, man, and go right into captivity. You see, but a lot of these Israelites, okay, that don't have their mind right, hey, they're gonna have to die here in so-called America, man. Matter of fact, the scripture tells us 2/3 will be cut off, see, and perish. You see, again, because they don't have the faith, man. The Lord didn't give it to them. Ultimately, okay, when you get down to the root of it, it's because the Lord doesn't want them on this side. But ultimately, they're going to be good. They're going to be good in the kingdom. They're just going to have to go through a very brutal destruction. You see? So let me go back to Ezekiel. Then I'll go ahead and close it out. Ezekiel 28, and I'll read that again, the latter part of it, of Ezekiel 28 and 2. It says, but you are only a man and not a power. It says, though you boast that you are a power. It says, you regard yourself as wiser than Daniel, and think no secret is hidden from you. Yeah, the scripture also tells us what the children of this world, okay, are wiser than the children of the light. Hey, because this man, he does a diligent search, okay, and his heart is deep, man, the mind. Okay, they search out everything, man. They know Jake or Jacob better than Jake knows himself. See, that's why they pump in, okay, all this pollution, whether it be movies, music, the food. Okay, they know exactly, okay, how to push Jake's buttons, okay, to commit wicked acts, man. Okay, they created the monster. You see, they created, okay, Frankenstein's monster. This is their doing. But again, it says, you regard yourself as wiser than Daniel, and think, say, no secret is hidden from you. It says, with your wisdom and understanding, you have amassed great wealth, gold and silver, see, for your treasures. It says, your wisdom has made you very rich, and your riches, see, have made you very proud. It says, reminds me of, we're not going to go there, but of James, the 5th chapter. It says, therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai says. It says, because you think you are as wise as the Most High, I will now bring against you a foreign army, the terror of the nations, which is going to what? Russia. It says, and Russia's going to come along, okay, with other nations, man. You see, they're going to bring, okay, those arrows, man. They're going to shoot them arrows, okay, which is the missiles. It says, they will draw their swords against your marvelous wisdom, see, and defile your splendor, because this place is going to go down, man. It says, they will bring you down to the pit, see, and you will die in the heart of the sea. It says, pierced with many wounds. Man, well, scripture tells us what? Revelation, the 9th chapter, is it, what is it, 200 million missiles or warheads? Hey, man, that's going to be overkill. And then you're going to have the chariots. Man, it says, will you then boast, I am a power? It says, to those who kill you, it says, to them you will be no power, but merely a man. It says, you will die like an outcast, see, at the hands of foreigners. I, the sovereign Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, see, have spoken. You see, so, hey, that's what awaits this devil, man, for his deceived mindset, okay, for his wicked agendas, okay, that he's trying to fulfill. Okay, he's not going to be able to, he's only going to be able to get so far. Okay, he's not going to be able to do it, man. You see, he's going to get, I believe the apostle said he believes that 95%, okay, of the world, okay, will be implemented or implanted, okay, with that device, okay. But ultimately, the Lord's going to bring him down, man. He's not going to achieve, okay, what he planned to do, you see. And again, that's why he's doing it, so he can have full control, man. Because again, this devil thinks, okay, that he is the Most High, or that he's going to surpass, okay, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, okay, but he doesn't have it right. So with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to close out and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of the great millstone from which I learned this truth. Peace and blessings to the house of David doing this work with all righteousness, truth, and sincerity. And I want to say shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.